I've come to the conclusion there's got to be a trade going on. I don't think they're this inept, because if they are, we're in big trouble.
We'll find out more with Bob Nightingale again at 9 o'clock, going to be joining us on the River Islands guest line. This was Ken Rosenthal, who's also tapped in on all things baseball, awful announcing, and also, not awful announcing. No, is it awful announcing? Is that who he's, but he's also athletic, formerly Fox Sports, maybe with Fox Sports. He's all baseball, MLB Network. Ken Rosenthal on Posey's big moves, not really working out quite yet.
The moves that Posey has made so far, you put them all together. In sum, it's subtraction by addition. They have not worked. Now, there are a lot of reasons for this. And what's weird about the Giants is that some people felt, including myself, I would say, that going into the season, their offense would maybe not be great, but it would be at least league average. It's not anywhere close. The Giants are one of the worst offenses in the game, fewest homers, fewest walks, a historically low walk rate. It's kind of incredible the way that they've cratered offensively. Now, as I wrote, most of that is on the players. Raffy Devers should be better than this. Willy Adames should be better than this. Matt Chapman, the same. But at the same time, this was the sum result or the end result of these moves that they've made. Now, again, I'll repeat. Each move that you look at with the Giants that Posey has made, the big ones, they made sense at the time.
Foul territory, not awful announcing. Foul territory, that's Ken Rosenthal. And he also has one more here that I found interesting, talking about all things Vitello, Posey, what's going on with the Giants. Liking Posey's aggressiveness, but where is this headed?
What I like about Buster Posey, and what actually a lot of fans should like about Buster Posey, is that in an age when most heads of baseball operations are risk-averse, afraid to make any move that they think can come back to haunt them, Posey does this repeatedly, one after another. He is decisive, he is bold, he is all of that. That is to be applauded. The problem is, when it doesn't work, well, then you wonder, okay, where this is going. And that is a fair question with the Giants right now. Where is this going?
And I do think he nails it there when it comes to the fan base, though, Joe. We love the aggressiveness. We love that. Oh, wow, we want to get Raffy Devers. He signed Adames prior to that to a fat contract. We re-upped Matt Chapman, all right? We've gotten some big boys. Okay, what are we going to do now? We brought in Urias. It's been a great move this year. And then was it this huge fat contract? No, it wasn't. But like I liked the aggressive mindset, but when it's not working, you have to admit it. And maybe the Patrick Bailey trade was the first step in admitting some of the wrongs right now with this roster. Maybe we'll see another big move. Maybe we'll see, Matt Chapman or Willy Adames. And it'd be kind of crazy. It'd be literally a little over a year removed from those contracts. Willy Adames being in and just saying, ripping off the Band-Aid. But you know what? I would respect that. Just admit if it's a mistake. It's better to admit the mistake now than down the line 2 or 3 years when it's too late. And you're paying the guy to go away and you cut him and someone else is paying him a new contract. You know what I'm saying?
He's got to know this situation, because if he doesn't, he's one of the worst GMs in baseball.
I think he knows.
And I was thinking about the way he operates. I know, look, do the injury report and then we'll get into the way he operates. I apologize. I know it's on your mind. I can see it.
You. That was well done, though. I appreciate that. Carter, are you ready for the injury report, or are you locked in on something else? You ready? You good? And the Giants are waiting for a pair of guys to get healthy this week. Daniel Susac, dealing with right elbow nephritis, went 2 for 4 in a game with 2 for 4 in a game for AAA the other day. Easy enough for me to say. That all rhymed, by the way. And reliever Eric Miller gave up a hit and struck out 1 for AAA Sacramento on Sunday. Okay, that is good news. The injury report was brought to you by Boxer & Gerson, Northern California's premier workers' compensation law firm, helping injured workers get their lives back for over 40 years. And you're listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMZ FM, NHD1 San Francisco, and Odyssey Sports Station, and the home of the Golden State Warriors and Valkyries. Always live on the free Odyssey app, and we are coming to you live from the Laughing Monk Studios. And as you know, Joseph, the Morning Roast is presented by San Francisco Fire Credit Union, banking for heroes and anyone who wants to be treated like one. And you know what? I want Bryce Eldridge to be a hero on this team. I would love for him to be a hero of this Giants squad this season. Be great. Be fantastic. Just don't know if we're going to see it.
I just don't understand. Buster Posey's such a smart baseball mind. I don't understand what he was thinking with this one unless he has something up his sleeve.
Are you losing faith in your guy Buster? Are you losing faith, Giants fans, in Buster Posey? 888-957-9570.
I think he's had a mixed bag, and that's being generous as an executive.
A mixed bag.
I mean, look. Arise has been solid.
Sure.
I think that, he dealt Tyler Rogers and Camilo Duvall. I would have done both of those. Now, I would have also went out and probably got a closer in free agency. He didn't do that. So that's a negative. Casey Schmidt, that development's been excellent. I think sticking with Ramos for the time being is probably the right move. I think trading Patrick Bailey was the right move. I really do.
Yeah.
Didn't love what he spent on his starting pitchers. How much of that is him? How much of that is budget? I don't know. They made the big trade and got rid of Kyle Harrison and brought in Raffy Devers. Now, they've been awful since getting Raffy Devers. Is that coincidence? Accident? Correlation? I'm going to say coincidence.
925. Buster is not afraid to admit his mistakes. Exhibit A, Bob Melvin.
I don't know if that was a Buster mistake.
That's what I was going to say.
Inherited. The texture isn't wrong on that one, but I don't know if Bob Melvin's the right example.
I never really bought where he picked up his option. He's going to be here. He gave him the vote of confidence, Bob Melvin. It's like that didn't mean anything to me. It's like, hey, Bob is our guy the rest of this season, guys. All right, I believe in Bob Melvin. Well, you didn't. You got rid of him.
But when I watch these games, their approach hasn't changed much. Last night was so refreshing. Why? Because they're actually drawing walks, right? Last night was so refreshing because Adames went the other way with 2 outs, which is something that precedes Posey. The approach at the plate has preceded this regime. Their inability to hit home runs has preceded this regime. Their inability to steal bases, league low, has preceded Buster Posey. None of that has changed.
Yeah.
Their inability to get on base, that's not good. Their slugging, not good. None of that has changed, right? And so even though the contracts are more expensive, a lot is the same. And so it's really frustrating. Yet I still think that a lot of the moves I could support or like in real time, they just haven't aged well.
415. We just beat the Dodgers 9-3, and there's more complaints. We talked about it all first opening segment of our show today. 415. It was a hell of a win. They've won three of 4 overall, and they've won 3 of 4 against the Dodgers this season.
But I think most Giants fans before, during, and after that game are just frustrated about Bryce Eldridge. And I'm here to I think I've been defending them.
It's also hard.
Not really defending them, but just explaining it.
No, I'm with you on that.
And I'm frustrated too. I want him to play, but hard for me to be angry when the guys that are playing in front of him are playing better.
It's also hard for me to have this pie in the sky. Everything's fine. We beat the Dodgers, so we have to be happy the entire show. You're 7 games under 500. All right. I'm not trying to sugarcoat the entire season because you had a nice win yesterday. Do it again today. Do it again tomorrow. Get back to 500, and then we can start having some more overall happy Giants talk and conversation. But the fact of the matter is right now, why we're talking about this, Joe, is because the team's struggling the way they are. They're 7-12 on the road this season. And like I said, they're 17-24 on the year. Can they dig out of this hole? I have a hard time seeing it happen, but they've been playing better. So I'll give him that. They've been playing better.
Big Giants fan, NorCal Mike is always in the YouTube chat, and him and I don't agree on everything, but I would say that for the most part, he's been skeptical in general of the Giants' philosophy and of Posey. And look, he might be way more right than he's been wrong, but he has a great little line here. The Giants gave Kyle Harrison about 5 starts to become Tom Glavine. and you know what I got to say to him is you're kind of right on this one. But for the Kyle Harrison, these top prospects,
sure.
Luciano, we kind of knew right away he cannot play shortstop.
No.
Nor can he play second base.
Nope.
But for every one of those, I could point to, they did give, I felt Matos got enough opportunities.
Yes. Absolutely.
I think Ramos has gotten enough opportunities.
Yeah, and Ramos has been great. Dude, he got so much opportunity. Giants fans wanted to cut him.
Yeah.
We had Fleming on our station last year, and he felt Ramos was a bad game or two away from being cut.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
Some of his fundamentals are that poor.
Well,
but they need him. But I think NorCal Mike is correct on Kyle Harrison, and it is bizarre. Yet they gave Tyler Fitzgerald every opportunity to win the shortstop and second base job, and it never materialized.
Well, there's favorites, right? Sometimes there's favorites within an organization. We've seen that.
Yeah, but when someone is a highly coveted prospect, I think you need to carve out more time for them if your organization is the one hyping them up. I mean, it's not me that's hyping up Bryce Eldridge. The Giants themselves have hyped up Bryce Eldridge.
Correct.
You know, they're the ones retweeting his, Eugene Emerald's home runs and things like that. Like, that's not me, and, Kyle Harrison, they're the ones that really hyped him up. So I don't see them doing the same singular post for like a Trevor McDonald, the way that they did for Kyle Harrison. And it does feel like the leash for some of their more, they're more like highly talked about, highly touted prospects. It does feel like they're so quick to make judgments on them. And yet some of these other lesser known guys, like Gerard Encarnacion, what was the infatuation there?
I never understood that.
What was that?
I laughed at that every single time.
What's the infatuation? It never made sense.
He was featured more in the injury report than like an actual Giants wins last year.
So I will agree with NorCal Mac. It does feel like with some of their younger players, they just give them very little opportunities, and yet others of their, and again, your point about favorites is probably correct. Other guys, it's like, dude, you just can keep failing and it doesn't matter.
650. If trading Bailey and bringing up Eldridge is what lit a fire under their butts, so be it. Let's wait till
it did work.
Let's wait till 4th of July before overreacting. I don't think anyone's overreacting to what we're saying.
Just assessing.
Yeah, no one's overreacting. What? Hey, 650. I'd argue, has it been good? Has the Chapman and Adames signings been good? Just straight up for the Giants.
Grandy and I were arguing about this. I'm sorry I brought him up a bunch of times, but we were just...
I know, I love Grandy, man.
Because
fellow Italian.
We were arguing about, like, the Adames and the Chapman deals, and I'm like... Hey,
slightly.
I'm like, Grandy, man, we're a year and a month and a half in. It's not been great. He hit 30 home runs. And, like, he's, playing the other side of the coin.
That doesn't mean you're good if you hit 30 home runs.
That was, like, kind of my thing. Like, Joey Gallo hit, like, 35 jacks. The guy's... a subpar baseball player.
Exactly.
And he was a Gold Glover one year.
Correct.
And I don't think, I don't know, man. The Chapman deal, and I supported it. It's not looking good, especially with Casey Schmidt's emergence. They never believed in Casey Schmidt, and I think he's forced their hand right now. And I think it's a really good example to myself and everyone. Don't bury these guys. Give them opportunities to succeed and fail.
And I just want to see an opportunity to Bryce Eldridge to succeed or fail, as we're talking about it right now. But it's more complicated, and we've been talking about it all morning. The Bryce Eldridge, what do you do? Would you rather chase wins now? I think see the way you even phrased that, Sam, and I appreciate my producer Sam Lubman, adding some questions into the chat here. Would you rather chase wins now at the expense of Bryce? And I like how you say chase wins because it's not a guarantee that you're actually winning. See, that's the other thing. I don't believe it enough in the core of this team to say that they could chase wins. Yeah, I'm not giving them that benefit. Now, I'm saying
chase
this now.
Wins.
They've won 3 of the last 4.
I only want to hear that when you have a core of Hall of Famers.
There you go. Chase wins. Exactly.
I only want to hear that when you have a core of Hall of Famers that have actually won playoff games in the uniform that they're in.
What was that? That was the famous line from who? Steve Kerr talking about chasing wins, right?
But Steve can say that when you're a 4-time champion.
Yeah, we're not going to chase wins this season.
Player of all time.
And aging. They were old. That was the whole point of the whole chasing wins because they wanted to preserve their bodies for when the moments mattered the most. It just turns out that those moments fell in the play-in game. And right now, the Warriors, or not the Warriors, but the Giants would be lucky to be even in the conversation of a wild card, a third wild card spot. They're 7 games under 5. They're the third worst record in the entire National League.
So, like, Buster is very interesting and in a very interesting spot right now because, the Bailey trade, I think, was a big one for me. And it's not about Bailey per se. He came up at a time when Sabian, at that time, he was really bold early on, but at that time, he really was reluctant to move like young, proven players. The Matt Duffy trade feels like the most aggressive trade of a guy that was like, fans liked him. He's young. He's ascending. And it was for Matt Moore. And I still think there are mixed, opinions on that. I would have done that deal. I thought Matt Moore was just good enough to do the deal. I wanted him to pitch in a different game in the playoffs, but whatever. I think a lot of fans were really burned that Matt Duffy got traded. And it was because of the fat cat. It's not even because of baseball. Yes.
Fat cat?
You don't know what I'm talking about?
Buster, that was his name, right?
There was a bunch of internet, wishy-washy bandwagon fans who are like, you can't trade Duffy. His cat is famous. Remember he had what was the fat cat's name? Duster. It's enough. But like Sabian for that entire run, like I think one thing he would trade unknown prospects, but he didn't really trade like during that 15-year kind of like run that they had, and Evans is part of that. They didn't really trade their prospects that actually played in the bigs and established themselves. So I thought that was a change of course from Buster Posey, and it's like, I don't think he's going to operate the way Sabian did. I think he's going to be much more aggressive.
Speaking of a change,
I kind of like it.
Speaking of a change of course, I want to do a change of course on the show right now. We've talked a lot of Giants. We'll get back into them. We got Bob Nightingale joining us in about 50 minutes, top of the hour.
Was the cast.
Skeeter, yeah, I was like, it wasn't Buzz. Hey, Skeeter. There you go. It's like the South Park, like
These
one of those rednecks.
fake internet bandwagon fraudulent fans that were obsessed over a fat cat.
Dude, why you always hate on the animals, man?
It's just a
the
ridiculous
animals.
thing.
It's so weird.
Ridiculous.
How's the therapy bunny doing?
Can't get rid of him because of this cat.
Your hatred of people's pets is really weird.
No, but am I wrong?
I shouldn't have.
You are wrong, yes, to hate on people's pets. It's weird.
No, I love my pets, dude, but I don't
We gotta talk about other
you to
people's
love my
pets.
pets.
That's true. No, I'll agree with that.
You're
I
like,
can love,
I
my,
love
pets.
my pets.
You don't have to love other people's pets. That's true.
My dog used to lick my face. I don't want I don't want your dog licking my face.
Do not hire Joe Shasky as a pet sitter.
No, it's called just being like realistic and normal.
Well, it's true. It's like I like
I'm not like, lick my face, doggy that I don't know from family I don't know. Keep your dog over there.
I think you just hate animals.
Hey, you guys good? You guys good? You guys want to talk some Warriors, by the way? There's a lot happening with the Golden State Warriors. I just want you guys to know that. Steve Kerr's back. We got the 11th overall pick. LeBron's season just ended, people. Do you want him in Golden State?
Oh, my God.
888-957-9570. Do we want Giannis in Golden State? And you know what? Are the Warriors contenders if they make either of those moves? What and how should we talk about this team going forward? Because I was listening to one Daryl the Guru Johnson yesterday, and there is some hopium being smoked at this station. Not just from him, maybe some upper management as well.